she's not gonna come over here and tell you how cute you are, because if you were that good looking, you wouldn't be watching this video. You'd be one of these fucking chads getting fucking hit up on Dial-A-Dick Tinder by fucking all the Stacys and Britneys and shit. So she's not gonna come here. Get that out of your head. You have to approach. Hey, what's up, guys? This is Ryan. Today we're gonna be getting into some real shit. If you guys are interested in stepping up your game with women, getting better results, getting more lays, more phone numbers, more makeouts, then definitely stick with this video. It's gonna be a little different, like real chill, low key, you know what I'm saying? I'm just gonna go off the head. First of all, I'm gonna go into a question essentially that I get from a lot of guys, and basically that question is, you know, okay, Ryan, what's, you know, you're a pickup artist, what's your pickup line? Or they'll be like, well, what do I take her to a date? You know, how do I get her on a date? What's the best restaurant to take her to, and all those types of things. And that's what we're gonna get into. First of all, I wanna basically point out that if you're the type of guy who is thinking about dating in those types of regards, if you're thinking of the guy, if you're the guy who's like, man, what do I say to get that girl to like me, right? You're like, I gotta think of some kind of line that's so witty and so interesting that she's just gonna be like, oh my god, like, this guy is so interesting. The pickup line, oh my god, the fireworks just went off in my brain and my pussy is just wet like fucking Niagara Falls, and I just want to ride this guy's cock. Oh yeah, and I'd love for you to take me to the Cheesecake Factory or Olive Garden or Red Lobster. Yeah, I'd love to go out with you and get a date. And then you're thinking like, okay, now where do I take her? Okay, I'm gonna take her to the Cheesecake Factory. Oh man, I'm gonna get a appetizer. I'll spend my whole paycheck, get some Buffalo Blast. We're gonna get some black tie cheesecake. Drinks. Oh, all you can drink, baby. Like, and you think I'm gonna spoil her. I'm gonna buy her all this stuff, and then she's just gonna come home with me and ride my fucking cock until the cows come home. For the women that are listening, that's what's going on in most guys' minds. When they're sitting there staring at you and you're looking at them like, okay, I know this guy likes me, I know he wants to fuck me, but he's just standing there like a fucking creeper. Why won't he approach me? It's because he's basically sitting there going, fuck, man, she's hot, blonde, I like those tits, man, nice ass. What do I say to make her just be like, oh yeah, I'd love to suck your fucking cock. Let's go right now. You know what? I was supposed to go to work, but I'll just call in sick to come suck your cock. Like, so the guys are thinking of these, they're trying to think of a pickup line. And then they're thinking like, you know, because they want to get your number, and then they're going to call you up and be like, hey, so, you know, I want to take you out on a date. I want to go to Red Lobster. And I'm going to buy you that lobster. I'm going to buy you that steak, and hopefully you'll like me. I hope that you'll like me. I'm going to basically use my money, my resources, my provisions. I'm going to bust my ass working 40 hours a week for your, you know, your $200 or your $400 that you make at Walmart or wherever you work, or you work at Target or whatever the fuck, and you're like, oh, I'll spend my whole check because she's so pretty and that pussy is so worth it. And guys are just thinking, okay, I'll take her on this date, I'll buy her whatever she wants, she's gonna like me, and at the end of the night she's gonna be like, would you like to come in? And then just I'll fucking suck your cock all night. Well, I hate to break it to you guys, but it just doesn't work like that. Okay? So as a pickup artist, and like I said, the first question that most people are always asking me is, okay, look, what's your pickup line? And it's like, I guess it's ironic, or it's just, everything is backwards. From the point of view as a pickup artist, we know what works with women and gets results, and we know what doesn't work. So we try to do what works, and first of all, what works is not using stupid fucking pickup lines. We do more things like what we call routines or openers, or we use certain types of gambits or conversational sparks or icebreakers, whatever you want to call them. They're all pretty much the same thing. And so instead of trying to think of some weird line and then end up telling her, you know, I saw you from over there and I thought I liked your shoes, you know, something like that. Or like, they'll walk up to the girl and they go like, so I don't know what to say. You're really beautiful. Okay, so the girls heard that before. All right, the girls have heard everything under the sun. They're tired of it. They don't want to hear it from you. Unless you look like fucking Chad or Tyrone and you're 6'4" and you've got six-pack abs and you've got a chiseled ass jawline and you've got like a big skull and a big build and you're fucking JTT. I like to say JTT, jacked, tanned, and tatted. Like, if you're a hot guy, then you don't need any type of game. You could just walk up to the girl and be like, what's up? Like, you want to get out of here? And the girl's like, yeah. Like, because it's fucking Chad. But most likely, if you're watching this, you ain't Chad, you're not Tyrone, you're not fucking Abdul, you're not Chang, you're not an attractive guy. You're probably, like myself, an average Joe. You can't really rely on your looks. So if you can't rely on your looks, under that, you can try to rely on your money. But if you're a regular guy watching fucking YouTube looking for dating advice, you probably are not a multimillionaire. You're probably just average on the looks. You're just the average Joe guy. So the only thing at that point is to rely on game. All right? So you're going to need like something kind of cool, smooth, and witty. But you don't want to come off needy to the girl. You don't want to be like trying to get something. So, first of all, something that I do, you have different types of openers. For example, we'll just talk about opening a set. Okay, so there's two types of openers. Actually, there's like 15 types, and I have a whole 2-hour video on it, so I'm not going to get into that. We'll go into the two basic types. You've got basically indirect, or you've got direct, right? So most guys, they come in direct, but it's like, it's not the right type of direct. Like a guy says, you know, you're hot, right? That's a direct opener. I basically just gave away all my cards. The girl knows that I want her, that I like her, that I want to fuck her. And at that point, for her, it's either like take it or leave it. Now again, like I said, a line like that, if you're 6'4", JTT, you got fucking six-pack abs, you look like Leonardo DiCaprio, you look like Justin Bieber, you look like, what's the guy's name, Jeremy Meeks, you know, like, you have that type of facial structure, you've got like hunter eyes, you've got a nice chiseled jawline and things like that. Yeah, you don't need any game. You can do shit like that. But like I said, if you're watching this video, you're probably not one of those guys. You probably are like in that average Joe range. You're like 4, 5, 6, maybe a 7. And so in that case, what we need is more something like indirect, right? So you might go up to the girl and, for example, you might ask a question. One of the ones I like to do that I made up back in 2010 that's worked really successfully for myself is what I like to call the island opener. Okay, so basically the island opener is you walk up to a group of women, right? So let's say this is you, and you walk up to 3 women. We'll say that this is your target, this is the girl that you like, and this is obstacle number 1, and this is obstacle number 2. That might be her fat friend, and this might be her brother. and this is again your target. And so you walk up to this, what I like to call a 3 set, right? Because there's 3 people. If it's just the target by herself, that would be a 1 set. I like to call that the lone wolf. Or if it was just maybe the target and 1 obstacle, maybe her fat friend, her hot friend, it could be her grandma, I call that a 2 set. So this is a 3 set, 4 set, 5 set, 6 set, etc., 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 onto an 8 set, which I call a super set. Like a girl at a bachelor party, like there's fucking 8 girls there, and you got to penetrate into that set. But anyway, you walk into this 3 set, you open the 3 set, and you go, hey guys, quick question, okay, real quick. And then right when you do that, you're going to throw what's called an FTC, right? So first you open, and then 2, you want to throw an FTC, which is called a false time constraint. Okay. I can only stay a second. I'm here with friends. False time. Okay. Or, hey, I can only stay a second. I've got my friends with me. Anything like that to let the set know that you're not just gonna walk up to them and start talking to them and just start talking to them and then just stay there. You got to basically walk up to them, hey guys, real quick, I can't stay long, I'm here with friends, but I just wanted to ask you this quick question. Okay, so you minimize the discomfort. And then you're going to deliver your opener, the island opener, for example, and you go, if you guys had your own island, okay, like you owned your own island, what's the first thing that you would do on it? And then you lean back, right? You want to be conscious of your body language. So let's put body language, the little asterisk right there, because you don't want to be trying to talk to them like this, right up in their grill. You want to be kind of over the shoulder. You want to make it look like you're leaving. I was over here, I saw the girl out of my peripheral, and I just kind of came with like a C pattern, and I was just like, hey guys, you seem cool. Look, I can only stay a second. I'm here with friends, but I need to ask you this question. Okay, I need a female opinion. What do you guys think? If you had your own island, what's the first thing that you would do on it? Now again, I'm talking over the shoulder, and I'm doing something called body rocking, which making it look like I'm about to leave any second. I don't want to give them too much value. I don't want to make the girl like, oh, wow, you are the apple of my eye. You are so interesting. I don't have a life. I'm all focused on you. You want to be like over the shoulder and looking like I could leave at any minute. You guys aren't that great. I've got all this other interesting stuff in my life going on. I've got my friends. I've got my job. I've got my hobbies. I've got my passions. But I'm in a social mood. I'm out at a club. So I'm just like, hey, you guys are interesting. Let me ask you this question real quick. Right, so I'll just put, again here, something you want to be conscious of. Not only body language, but also body rocking. Body rocking. Body rock out. Now, another key thing to remember, while this is also going on, we need also to be focused on what's called our avatar, right? Now, so your avatar, that's part of what I like to call your outer game. Okay, there's your outer game and there's your inner game. Like right now, I'm wearing this Nike warm-up. I've got this little pendant on because I'm a power lifter. If anyone asks me about this, then I have a story to tell them. I have something about my life that makes it not look like I'm just some average fuck. Okay, like a girl could see that and go, oh, what does that mean? And I go, well, in 2017, I got into what's called the 1,000-pound club. So basically, between my bench press, my deadlift, and my squats, I combined a total of 1,000 pounds. And so this pendant, blah, blah, blah. I get to go off into a little story, and she can see like, okay, he's wearing this Nike warm-up, a Nike hat, he's got this, I've got Nike shoes on, So they could probably be like, oh wow, so he's probably into health and fitness, he probably is into like healthy type of lifestyle, anything like that. But just by wearing a couple of interesting items of clothing, it allows women to kind of get a little sneak peek into who you are, into your personality, and into your life. So for example, when I go out to a nightclub, since I'm a party guy, if I go out to the club, I don't dress like this. I might have light sticks, glow sticks taped to my arm. I might have raver bead candy and things like that. And girls can see that and go, oh wow, he must be the fun guy. He must be, you know, the party boy. And so when girls start talking to me, I have all these interesting things to say. And basically we call that like peacocking, right? So I'll also put that right here. Okay, peacocking, just like a peacock, for example, has these giant tail feathers, right? They don't necessarily help the peacock survive. Just like if I walk into a club with a big feather boa or something like that, then guys are going to look at me and call me a faggot. They're going to say, oh, that guy's gay, right? They're going to make these snickering comments. Just like the peacock has this big giant tail. And so when he's running around in the wild, like a wolf or a predator might see him, and that tail isn't going to help him run any faster. In fact, it's going to just slow him down. However, if he lives his whole life and he's spreading out his tail feathers, he's kind of showing women, peahens, female peacocks, he's showing them, I'm the man. I am the socially dominant peacock. Even with this big giant tail, I still am living, I'm still surviving. I've got away from every predator. Nobody can touch me. Therefore, I'm the man to mate with. And so the peahen looks and she sees the tail and she goes, wow, that's a big giant tail. Everything looks symmetrical. And then she turns around and bends over and he seals the deal. So same thing in the club. You want to wear all these crazy bright colored clothing. You want to wear glow sticks. You want to wear feather boas. You want to wear top hats, goggles. A lot of times I paint my nails black. You want to do stuff like this because women are going to see that. They're going to see the guys looking at you going, oh, look at that fag over there. Look at that. He painted his nails. He must be queer, right? Guys will make those snickering comments, but as long as you're the man and you're just like, you know, these are black nails, not pink. Back off, Cecil. You know, and just basically just snub their little insult, right? Put it back in their face. Or even if a girl walks up and I have this shirt that's like an LED shirt and it blinks. Girls can walk up to it and go, wow, I like your shirt. And if a girl says that, she's interested in me. And I say, because she doesn't really like the shirt. She's using it as an excuse to talk to me. So a girl will say, oh, I like your shirt. And I'll say, no, you don't. You're attracted to me. And then the girl will go, yeah, actually I am. And then I'll go, what's your number? Right? Easy close. However, the same thing can happen with a girl walking up to me and saying, I hate your shirt. Or I don't like your shirt. Now, if I go like a little bitch and I go, oh, you don't like it? Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to offend you. Right? That just makes my value go lower and lower in comparison to hers. However, the same girl could walk up to me and she goes, I don't like your shirt. And I just look at her and I go, you know what? It doesn't like you either. Right? And I just hold that frame and the girl will be like, what? Like this guy didn't take my shit? And that's what gets the pussy wet. It's not pickup lines like, you know, if you're an average guy trying to tell her how beautiful she is or how great she is. It's when you can take something that she throws at you and you just basically like, you know, like on, it's like having a mirror and just reflecting it back to her. Or what I like to call just absorb it and let it pass through. Kind of like when a girl talks shit, I really just see it as like she's throwing snowballs at me. And I just like, the snowball hits me and it falls off. I don't act like a little bitch and go, oh my God, right? And I don't fight back and try to throw a bigger snowball. I just let the snowball hit me and I'm just like, Anyway, and I keep going. And when the girl sees that, she's like, oh fuck, now I know I'm dealing with the alpha male, the dominant alpha male who doesn't give a fuck about me. And that's what really turns them on. Because what this game is really about is, in terms of social value in our hierarchy, you want it to be your value, right, relative to hers, needs to be higher than hers. If she sees herself as higher value than you, there's no attraction. Women only fuck guys who are better than them or who they think are better than them. If you're working at this company and you're the boss, right? And she is the secretary, she will be attracted to you because you're doing better than her in that little environment, right? Your value is above her. If you're, let's say, the janitor and she's the boss, you're a joke to her. She's not attracted to you. Unless you look like Chatter Tyrone, then she might date down. But most of the time, she's like the boss, you're the janitor. Okay? So again, like I'm saying, as a pickup artist, we know all of this type of information. So we don't focus on the pickup line. We focus on the big picture and we focus on the lifestyle. It's not about thinking of a witty pickup line. It's about actually like getting a good job and making money and being a successful man. And that's going to attract the women to you. We think about things like, it's not about the pickup line. It's more about, let me go to the club and wear cool clothing and hang out with all my cool friends and have the best time. Popping bottles of champagne, lighting sparklers, and let the girls see that and go, wow, I'm sitting over here with my friends and we're bored. And look at those guys in the VIP with sparklers and they're dancing. They want to come over to us and they want a piece of that, okay? You want to make your life better than theirs. So again, like I said, it's not about pickup lines. It's more about a lifestyle. So now let's go back over this. Now that you have a further understanding of kind of what's going on, it's not just, let's say, opening the set and doing a pickup line. It's because all this other stuff is going on. You're peacock and you went to the club, wearing cool clothes. So your avatar is on point. They can see like you're the fun party guy. You're the guy to be with, right? You're body rocking. Your body language is good. You're lean back. Your chest is out. You're like, you don't have your hands in your pockets. Okay, like you're not hunched over. You didn't walk up to the set and go like, hey guys, what do you guys think? I need a female opinion. If you had your own island, what's the first thing you'd do on it? Right? You didn't have that bad body language. You had alpha body language. You walked up like you owned the place. Hey girls, quick question. I can only stay a second. I'm here with my friends, but what do you guys think? If you guys had your own island, what's the first thing you'd do on it? Right? Look like I'm leaving. All that's going on. I got glow sticks blinking. I got fucking black nail polish. I got goggles on my head. I got all this stuff going on. I'm false time constraining, minimizing discomfort. I had a cool, interesting opener because now the girls are like, wow, this guy's body language is looking good. Like, he looks very clean cut. He smells good. He's got cologne on, so that's part of your game. Looks like he has money. Those aren't cheap jeans. Those are designer jeans. Those are $200 designer jeans with a chain wallet, and you got all this stuff going on. You got rhinestones. You got everything shining and blinging. So you come up to the girl like that. It doesn't really matter that I'm asking her about a stupid fucking island, right? Or if I say hi, right? Or I could say whatever I want, but all this other shit is going on, and that's where the girl goes, huh. Like, you might not have been her first choice. If you ask her, what do you want in a guy? She's going to be like, well, I want a hot guy who's handsome, who's rich, who's the CEO of a company and makes $10 million a year and drives a Lamborghini. Like, that's her first choice, and that's probably not you. And so if you walk in the club and I go, would you fuck that guy? She's going to be like, no, right? Because she wants Chad. However, because even though you're like a 5 or a 6, but you've done all of the work because your game is tight, the set will open up. These three people, you've walked in here, you've opened, you false time constrained, your body language was tight, you were body rocking, your avatar's on point, you're peacocking, you're speaking slowly and clearly. They can understand every single word that you're saying. So your vocal tonality is on point. That's another one that should definitely be here. VOCAL. Vocal tonality, right? All that shit was delivered correctly. Now the set will open. So even though you might not be this super hot guy, your game is tight. And she's like, okay, all right, nobody else is talking to me. We'll see what this guy is about. So anyway, moving on. Now the set answers the question. Let's say the fat friend, she's going to go, oh, I'd smoke a joint, right? And then the target goes, oh, I would take a nap, right? And then the brother would go, oh man, I would build a hut, bro, and have coconuts or whatever the fuck they're talking about. It doesn't really matter. The whole point is just to open the set. And then what happens is you reach the hook point. So you start talking right here, and then you're gonna kind of leave almost. So again, the fat friend, she's like, she wants to smoke a joint. Your target said she wanted to take a nap. The brother was like, he wants to, hunt for coconuts or build a little hut or shelter or something like that. And you go, okay, that's cool, that's interesting, guys. Well, have a good night, right? So I act like I'm leaving, and then what's going to happen is you're going to reach what's called the hook point, which is the point basically where they want you to stay. So you might actually leave. You go, oh, that's really interesting. Coconuts, that's cool, bro. You start leaving, and then the target, if she's interested, she's going to go, what about you? What would you do? Right? Boom. So you were going to leave, but she just hooked you back in and gave you what's called an IOI, an indicator of interest. She's interested in talking to you, right? So now, that's what we have now completed the phase of what's called A1, which is open, right? And we're moving and advancing in the game into what's called A2, which is called female to male attract, right? Or we can call this phase attraction or interest, right? So after that, after A2, we'll just put this here. A3 is now opposite, which is male to female attract. So at this point, we've opened the set. Hey guys, real quick, what do you guys think? If you had your own island, what's the first thing you'd do, right? And then we're right here, we hit the hook point because I opened the set, I didn't just leave, they pulled me back in. They want to talk to me, which means we advance into A2. At this point, now what we have to do is called DHV, okay? DHV, which is demonstrate higher value, right? Which we've started to do already. But now we need to demonstrate more value. We want to come up with some kind of story that's going to make the female interested in us. Once that happens, we're going to go into what's called A3, which is the qualification phase. Now I know that she's interested in me, and then I'm going to qualify her and let her know that I'm interested in her for legitimate reasons, not just because of what she looks like, not because she's hot, but because she said something that was interesting, right? And after that, that is when we're going to get the phone number, because we're not going to call her up to say, hey, yeah, I thought you were cute, I want to take you on a date sometime, right? Because that's just a stairway to heaven, right? Might not exist. What we want to do is build what's called a time bridge to go from A3 to C1, right? That's where we bridge the gap of time. We were talking, and all of a sudden, I got to get back to my friends. It was cool meeting you, but definitely now that we've got each other's numbers, I'm going to hit you up, and we're going to you're gonna come over to watch some Netflix or something like that on Tuesday, right? And so we bridge that gap of time. Somewhere we're gonna have a phone call, right? We're gonna be phone or Skype or Zoom or whatever in between here. We might have 2 or 3 phone calls. We might text, but then sooner or later we're gonna meet up and we're gonna continue in C1 right here, which is the comfort phase. But right now, for this video, I just want to focus on the attraction right now. So we reached the hook point, and they're like, so what about you? So that's where you come in, and you can basically continue on the opener, but I don't like to do that. I would rather do what's called cut the thread, right? I want to snip and stack to my next routine. So the set has already opened. Like I said, I could use the island opener. I could have walked up and just said, hey, what's going on, guys? And it might have still worked. But the whole point of the opener, it's not really a pickup line. Like I said, it's a routine. It's in my head that I can just use at any time. But the whole point is just to open the set and get into A2. So a lot of guys, they sit there and they're like, well, I need to learn more openers. I need to make my openers better. It's like, no, like the whole point of the opener is to just open the set, start the conversation, and get to A2. And A2, like I said, is female to male attract, which means we want a DHV. So as soon as we open the set, hey guys, what's up? My name's Ryan. How's your night going? Right? That's an opener. And then they start going, oh, my night's going good. And I go, well, get this. Me and my buddy, this is what's called a DHV, my buddy, okay, we're in a band, something like that. Or, we just started a business together. Or a simple DHV also could be like, I'm the owner of this nightclub, which is probably not true in most cases, but that is still a demonstration of higher value. We want to do something that we tell the girl something interesting about us to make her go, his value might be above hers, right? She's just some girl in the club who's dancing and having a drink. But if I come up to her and I say, so I'm actually the lead singer in the band that's performing here tonight, and I just wanted to, kind of hang out and see who's coming. Did you guys come to see us? Did you come to see one of the other bands? Or something like that. When you do something like that, she knows in that environment that she is lower value than you because you're the lead singer in the band that's playing at the club that she's just out there drinking tonight. Or, for example, she's just out on the dance floor hanging with her friends on a Friday night because she's bored and they want to have a drink. But you come up and you go, hey, real quick, I was over there in the VIP, and that's me and my buddy. We have that table and bottle service over there. And anyway, I thought you girls were cute and I wanted to see if you want to come hang out, right? In that situation, she knows this guy has money, this guy has the VIP, this guy's got it going on, he's got all this going on here, he's so fucking confident, he's got good body language, again, you're peacocking, and from her perspective, she's just some fucking girl that's here having a drink. So that DHVs you, it demonstrates higher value, and it gives her a chance where she says, let's see what else this guy has got. Now, if you're having trouble demonstrating higher value and you're having trouble trying to get her to perceive you as higher value in comparison to her, that's where we throw the neg. That's where the neg comes in, right? So let's put neg, which stands for negative compliment. So the point of the neg is basically it's like a veiled insult. It's like a backhanded compliment. So you walk up to the girl and let's say she's it's not a diss. It's not like you're saying, hey, you're ugly or something like that. You're not attractive. You're more walking up to her and you're saying something that will temporarily disqualify you from being considered a potential suitor. So most guys, again, they walk up and they do this is more like a positive. Hey, you're hot, I like you, or something like that. Where a neg is more like you walk up to the girl and you see her and you go, psh, right? like I'm not interested in you, right? So you walk up to her and, you know, she's got really nice painted nails. This is a classic neg. And as you're talking to her, maybe you're talking about the island or something like that, and she says, well, what about you? You go, well, oh, you know what, those are nice nails. Are those real? And then she goes, oh, no, they're fake. And then you go, oh, well, they're still nice. Anyway, right, so you act like you weren't impressed by her. Whereas most guys are like, wow, those are really pretty nails. And she goes, thank you. Where you were like, oh, those are nice. Are they real? Oh. It's cool. That's all right. They're still nice. Anyway, what are you guys celebrating, right? So you just threw a neg. You basically let her know, I'm not really impressed by you. You need to step up your game. I'm not like these other fucking chumps over here that are all on your shit, right? You just didn't impress me. And what goes on in her mind is it's like pulling the self-esteem rug out from under her, because now she starts doubting herself. She goes, wait a minute, all the other guys bow down to me. They like all my pictures on Instagram. They tell me how hot I am, and this guy's not impressed. Like, well, what went wrong? Am I not that pretty? Right? So her self-esteem starts dropping, and she starts doubting herself, which makes you seem higher value. So it's kind of like a cheat. It's like a mind hack, you know what I'm saying? So now, if you're good at this game, you can DHV and you can neg, right? I'm doing this big thing, da-da-da-da-da. You girls, I'd say you should come hang out, but I don't think you can handle me. So now you're basically stretching this even further. You're making yourself even higher value and her thinking of herself as even lower value. And it's really all about perception. And once you have that separation, you got to understand that girls only date across and up. Guys didn't, right? So either you're on her level or you're above her level. That's what triggers the attraction. That's what gets her pussy wet. That's what's going to make her fuck you. If you're below her level, she's not interested in you. You don't have the legitimate value for her to open her legs, right? So that's why we want to DHV and we want to neg to get high value, and we want to simultaneously lower her value, her perceived value of herself, by throwing a couple negs. Again, make sure that the neg is not too harsh. We don't want to diss her and seem like, I don't like you, I'm not interested in you. It's just more like casual. It's more like, you just didn't really impress me. You're cool, but no, you're not like, wow, you're not anything special. So anyway, if you've done this right in the A2 phase, you've demonstrated high value, you've thrown negs, everything is good so far, you're going to advance into A3, which is now the mirror opposite. This is male to female attract. I know that she's interested in me. I've DHV'd, I've thrown negs, my body language was good, my avatar was tight, I was suave, I was cool, I was calm, collected, I was witty, everything was going on, the set opened, there was banter, everything was tight. But now, she has to do something that made it seem like she impressed me. So for example, what I might do is like a mini ISO. So for example, I've now befriended, the brother and the fat friend, and I want to talk to her privately. So I'm going to ask the fat friend, I'm going to say something to the extent of like, hey, me and your friend like each other, are you okay with that? And she's going to go, yeah, if she is. And then I'm going to turn to the fat friend and the brother, and I'm going to go, do you guys mind if I borrow her for 2 seconds? I just want to show her something. I just want to ask her a quick question over here, and then I'll bring her right back to you. And of course, if they agree to that, then you can take her by the hand and you basically extract her. You do an extraction from the group. You take the target over here and yourself, the PUA, and you basically become this sub 2 set of this. And now the fat friend and the brother, right, obstacle 1 and obstacle 2, will be over here, and they can talk to each other. So for a few seconds, I get the target to myself because I basically won over the set of one of the friends. She's attracted to me because I've demonstrated high value and I've thrown negs and everything else was good. Now we're going into what's called the qualification phase, right? Which is A3. So I bring her over here real quick and I'm going to ask her a question. I'm going to go, hey, you know, when I first approached you, I just thought you were like the typical Vegas girl. You know, I was just hanging out, having conversation. But some things that you said actually really impressed me. I'd be interested in getting to know you better. What do you think about that? And then the girl, because she's attracted to me, she wants that to happen because I'm a man of higher value than her. At least that's what she thinks. You know, I could be some fucking broke fuck who lives out of a van as a plumber. You know, she has no idea. That's the awesome part. But let's assume like you are that guy. You've become this guy. She really thinks that you're a higher value. You isolated your target, and now you go, you know, I'm interested in learning more about you. What do you think about that? So she can go, I can give you my number and we can chat. Boom. Pull out your phone and you take her number. Or you could say something like, hey, so real quick, you know, like I said, I only have a few seconds, but you guys seemed pretty cool. So, you know, I'll let my friends wait a couple minutes. You know, I do have to rejoin them in a second. I know you've got to rejoin your friends, but I wanted to ask you, you know, I'd love to get to know you a little better. Let me ask you this quick question. If you could be anything in the world, anything at all, what would you be? And don't say princess, right? So you say something like that, and she goes, oh, well, you know, I want to be a nurse or something like that. And it doesn't matter what she says. She could be a nurse or an astronaut or, you know, a librarian. It doesn't matter. If she's interested in you, then she's going to say something, and it's most likely going to be trying to be a nurse or a lawyer, something that she thinks is going to impress you, right? It doesn't matter what it is. We just need to take that piece of information to exploit it and move to the next phase. So let's say, for example, she's like, I'm trying to be a nurse. You go, a nurse? That's interesting. You'd be a great nurse. I think you have the right personality for that. And again, at this point, because we've already opened, because we've already passed a true and she's attracted to us, we can be a little nicer, a little sweeter, a little more warm. We don't have to be that, you know, that cool, cocky guy. I'm not really interested in you. I'm trying to throw negs. You don't have to be that guy. You can be the guy who's a little more into her now, because now she's earned it. She's earned your attention. So you're like, wow, that would be interesting. You'd be a great nurse. I think you have the right personality for you. Man, that'd be great. Anyway, I've got to get going, but we should trade information. I like to say that line, trade information, because it sounds so fair. It just sounds not needy, not desperate, like, can I get your phone number and take you on a date? It's more just like, yeah, I'm a cool guy, you're a cool chick, we were having a cool conversation, let's trade numbers and maybe we'll catch up again, right? You can do that, and you can grab the phone number, or like I said, we can build the time bridge, and that's where this comes in. So you go, yeah, that'd be pretty cool. Hey, well, let me ask you this. I was actually going to have a house party, a little pool party barbecue at my place on Tuesday. You know, you and your friends, that's a key component, because you're not trying to just, oh, let me just get you over here to try to hit it. I'm throwing an offer to her and her friends. I'm like, yeah, well, we're actually having a pool party barbecue at my place on Tuesday, and you guys you're welcome to come. We could use a wild card. I like to use that sound bite as well. We could use a wild card, because it's not like, oh, it would be cool if a pretty girl and her friends came to my house, right? You want to be like, yeah, you guys should come. So this makes it seem like I already have my own life. I already have friends. I've got girls in my life, anything like that. And she would just be basically another asset. She'd basically be some more icing on the cake. Yeah, you guys should come to the pool party, whatever. Like, it's on Tuesday or whatever. You know, we'll trade information. Let me get your number or whatever. Now, in terms of, should you get a number? Should you get an Instagram? Should you get her Snapchat? Basically, in 2010, before there was social media, it was all about getting the phone number or her MySpace or her Facebook. And people weren't that famous. They weren't everybody wasn't Instagram famous in 2010. It was very easy to get a girl's phone number or her Facebook and hit her up on Facebook. However, moving into the Instagram age of 2014, 2016, 2018, it was not cool to get a phone number because girls weren't answering the phone. It was get her Instagram or her Snapchat and go through her DMs or her WhatsApp or her Kik or whatever. But now moving into 2019, 2020, 2021, all the girls in the whole world now, their social medias are 50,000 followers, 100,000 million followers. They're too famous now just because they're pretty. So you can't get her Instagram or her DM because she'll never read it. She's bombarded by thousands of other guys that are trying to fucking hit her up and tell her how hot she is. So now in 2020, you've got to go back to the old school to get their phone number, a number where you're going to ask her, this is your number, that you answer this number, and she's going to go, yeah, this is my personal phone number. Good. Because all the other guys, they're still trying to get her Instagram. So now it's important to get her phone number again so that you can get her in the text. So what happens after you get her phone number, you're not just getting it asking like, yeah, I'll give you a call sometime. It's not a stairway to heaven again. You're building a time bridge. So right here at the end of A3, I've qualified her. I said something interesting and I negged her. She was attracted to me. I isolated her. Then I asked her about herself. She said she was trying to be a nurse. Wow, that's impressive. You impressed me. I'm glad that you're trying to do something with your life. That gives me a legitimate reason to like her other than what she looks like. So she feels validated as a human being and not like a piece of meat. It's not like, I brought you over here. I don't really care about, what you're trying to be or who you are or your friends. I don't give a fuck about them. I just want to get in your fucking pants and I just want to fuck because you're a pretty girl. Now that's blatantly how it is. If you're a man, I want to fuck the girl because of what she looks like. She has a pretty face, she's got nice tits, she's got nice legs, a nice ass. I want to stick my dick inside her. That's the whole point of you, right? But we don't want to let her know that because women, they don't understand that. From their perspective, they think he should like me for me because I'm trying to be a nurse or I'm trying to do these things. Guys, we don't care about that, right? Because we're not women. Women like men because they're high value. Ooh, he's the CEO. He's an ambitious guy. He's a mover and shaker. Wow, right? Because they're based on survival. I want a high value man with provisions and resources to help me survive as a woman because I can't survive on my own without a man. However, from the man's perspective, I don't care how much money the girl makes, whether she's a CEO or a janitor. I care about what she looks like because I'm interested in not survival value. I'm a man. I can survive myself. I'm interested in her replication value. I need a good-looking, living human vessel that can take my seed and create a baby and get my genes into the next generation, which brings us to the whole point of this game, which is survival and replication, right? My survival value, her replication value. Anyway, we'll save that for another video. But we're right here in A3. She has qualified herself to me. She said she wants to be a nurse. And I'm like, wow, that's interesting. Yeah, we should. You do seem pretty cool. You're worthy of my time. Let's trade information. And I'm having this pool party barbecue over here, right? I didn't say, hey, let me get your number. I'll call you up sometime. Because if that happens, then sometime it happens next week. And I call her up and I say, hey, do you want to go catch a movie? Then she has already talked to 10 other dudes. She's already getting plowed by Chads and Tyrones. So then when I call her, she doesn't even remember who I am. Oh, this is just some fuck who I talked to in the club for 2 minutes. I can meet another hot guy tomorrow, right? And Chad and Tyrone are already fucking plowing me. She's riding the carousel over here. She forgot all about you. But if you made a time bridge and you said, yeah, it's going to be on Tuesday. Let me get your number. I'll call you up and give you the address. She now has plans for Tuesday to go to your pool party and barbecue with her friends, right? So you get her number, you basically set up the time bridge, and then, of course, you bring her back to her friends. Now, she rejoins her friends over here, And then you tell them, hey, we're you can tell them as well. I already told your friend, but we're having a pool party barbecue. If you guys want to all come on Tuesday. So then they all start talking about it together, and they're in like a conspiracy thing where they're like, oh, that's gonna be cool, pool party on Tuesday. I wasn't even doing anything on Tuesday. Like, now I get to go to this guy's pool party barbecue, right? So now they all want to go, and now when I call her up midweek or I text her the next morning or whatever the fuck, I have a reason to text her. Hey, what's up? This is Ryan from the club, man. So we're just getting ready for the pool party. Here's the thing. We want to make it like a potluck. So everybody's, my buddy's going to bring beer. My other buddy's going to bring hot dogs. If you guys want to bring like a dessert or something like that. So you give them like a mission. Because now it's not like, this has nothing to do with you hitting on her. It's not like, so what's up? Yeah, what do you want to do at that party? What's your bikini game look like, right? It has nothing to do. It's not even sexual. So she's just like, wow, we're really going to a party with this cool guy, and he's not even trying to hit on me. And so, of course, she feels more comfortable. Then that gives her an excuse to call up her friends and go, hey, that pool party? You still want to go to that? We're supposed to bring like a dessert. So then, of course, they fucking, make a dessert or whatever. And you can text her, and you can Skype her, and you can Zoom her, and communicate a lot through the next week until that Tuesday. And then you have her come over Tuesday, which, of course, that whole time you're now into the C1 phase, because the attraction phase is done. You've opened, you demonstrated value to her, she's attracted to you, you qualified her, you're attracted to her, and now you're just in what we call C1, which is comfort. Now you're just having fun, you're chilling, you're talking on the phone, and then she comes over to the pool party, and that's where you can sit down. And of course, you'll move into C2, which is, you've got comfort, connection, and then C3, what we call intimacy. And then, of course, at that point, then you go into S1, S2, and S3, which is foreplay, last-minute resistance, and sex. And that's where you seal the deal. But just to fast forward, so you get the idea. C1, for example, now you're this is between you on the phone with her, texting her, you guys are sharing YouTube videos and memes and things like that. You're getting comfortable with each other. Then connection, now she's at the pool party, right? So you guys are talking, you're getting to know each other. This is not like you just randomly met them in a bar. Now she's like getting to know your friends, you're introducing her to people, she's hanging out at your house, she's swimming in your pool. Like, you guys are connected. And then C3, which is intimacy. Now, at the pool party, everybody starts leaving. Now, it's just her and a couple of her friends, maybe a couple of your friends. It's like the after party. You pull her onto a quiet couch, and you guys are just kind of talking. And you're basically getting into that deeper philosophical conversation. Now you're talking stuff like about astrology or astronomy or sciences and, what's your favorite position? You're getting sex talk in there going on, right? But not crossing into S1, which is foreplay. You're not actually starting to, finger bang her. You're not starting to heavy make out. You guys will have kissed about this time, because now you're into that. Now you're in that private space. You're talking. So what's your sign? Do you believe in all that astrology stuff? Wow, that's interesting. Hey, I want to try something. Put a little C pattern right there on her face. Going for a quick kiss. Back off. Huh. You have soft lips. I like that. Anyway, what did you guys think of the party? Blah, blah, blah. Again, now you're not trying to force the kiss on her. You're not trying to make out with her in the comfort phase. The kiss is about connection. It's about intimacy. It's about getting to know the person. It's about just establishing a certain level of comfort that I can kiss her, and then I can back off, I release the kiss, and then I'm just like a normal guy again. And we're having an interesting conversation. But she's like, wow, this guy has a lot of self-control. Like, wow, this is so interesting. All the other guys try to force themselves on me. And this guy, he's just so cool and casual, right? That's how a pickup artist does it. Now, she leaves, right? We could go for a poll after the party. People are starting to leave, and then be like, hey, let's go to the bedroom. It could happen. Or you could play it safe and just be like, so, hey, I got to kick people out because I got to work in the morning. It was really fun, but maybe me and you should grab some food or something next week. Or if you want to chill, I was going to have, maybe tomorrow night we could watch a movie or something like that. So most likely, if she's at this point, she's going to fuck you anyway as long as you don't fuck it up, which you again go into S1 is the next phase. So you call her up the next day, or she calls you up probably at this point, because now you're in this mutual seduction thing. You guys like each other. She wouldn't be here at your pool party making out with you on your couch if she wasn't into you, right? So the next day she calls you up. What are you going to do tonight? You'd be like, I was just going to kick it and watch a movie if you want to come over. She goes, yeah, I'm down. She's basically saying, yeah, I'm going to fuck you. Just don't fuck it up. So S1, right? She comes over. She comes over to your house. You turn on the movie. You put your arm around her. Within the first 1 to 5 minutes, you guys start making out. Her top comes off, you suck on her tits. The bottom and the panties come off, you eat her pussy, she sucks your dick, you get hard, you stick it in her, boom. And there's your S3. And of course, S2 is what we call last minute resistance. Sometimes if you don't spend at least 4 to 10 hours through this whole process, right? An hour here, whatever. About 4 to 10 hours it takes so that you'll go warp basically from S1 to S3, and she won't have any last minute resistance. However, if you opened and then you were like, hey, you guys are cool, what's up, we're about to go to Denny's. Maybe she goes to Denny's and has some bacon breakfast with you in the middle of the night, and then you start trying to make out with her, boom, that shield comes up, because now she's like, well, I just met this guy, like, this is too much too soon, yeah, I don't know, right? So she doesn't want to put out because maybe it's only been like 2 hours. So you have to make sure that this time is like 4 to 10 hours when you're doing all this. So if that's the case, 4 or 10 hours have gone by. It's like 6.5, 7 hours accumulated time of all the time that you've talked to her between on the phone, hanging out at the party. For example, like the opener and talking to her here, this was like 15 minutes, right? You got 15 minutes out of 4 hours. But then right here, when you're building your time bridge, you guys Skyped for an hour. So now you have an hour, one hour plus 15 minutes, so you're at 1 hour 15. You guys text back and forth for like 30 minutes, so that's 1 hour 45. You did another quick call for 15 minutes, so now you're at 2 hours. And then when she got to the pool party, you guys spent 2 hours there, so now you're at 4 hours. And then she came over, you called her again the next day for another 15 minutes, so you're 4 hours and 15 minutes. Then S1, whatever, she came over, she watched the movie, you guys started making out, that's like 4.5 hours, you're well into that 4 hour mark, and of course then the sex can happen. You'll skip over S2, she won't have any last minute resistance because she knows she's spent enough time with you, she knows that you're not going anywhere, you guys are pair bonded. She wants to basically make sure that you're going to stick around in case you get her pregnant. And she knows this because you guys have been spending a lot of time together. You didn't just walk up to her and be like, hey, what's up? Like, you want to fuck? Right? Because she knows you're not going to be there tomorrow. What happens if she gets pregnant and she's got to raise a kid for 18 years? She wants to know that there's a potential to a long-term relationship in this, and it's not just like a one-night stand, right? So anyway, that's how it all works. But that's why it's funny when guys are always like, well, what's the pickup line? What's the, what do I say to get her to like me? How do I go? That's what guys are essentially asking. How do I go from here, skip all that, to here? What's the magic pickup line that I don't have to do anything and just get the girl to lay on her back and spread her legs for me? So that I don't have to get her phone number, I don't have to go on a date, I don't have to qualify her, I don't have to talk to her, I don't have to do nothing. Like, when a guy asks me that, he's basically saying, I just want to fuck. Like, go get a prostitute. Like, that's the only way to do that. Unless you're Chad. Unless you're Chad or Tyrone, who's 6'4", 6'6", JTT, then it's just kind of like, yeah, you're hot, and she's like, okay, let's go fuck, right? Or if you're like Justin Bieber, who is already super famous, he already has value, he doesn't have to do things like throw eggs or whatever. Like, she already knows he's, Justin Bieber, he's Leonardo DiCaprio, he's Brad Pitt, he's Jeremy Meeks, he's one of these hot fucking super guys who's not only good looking but is also a celebrity. He already is high value. She knows that she's nowhere near on comparison to that. Then the girl goes to the Justin Bieber concert. She's like, oh, Justin Bieber, I love you. He throws her a backstage pass. They go upstairs. He pulls out his cock. She sucks his cock, kicks her out. He gets on a tour bus and he's to the next city. That's how you do that. It's when you are good looking and are a celebrity. Yeah, then you don't need to do any of this. You can just go straight from A1 to S3. But again, like I said, that's not most of us. Most of us are just average looking guys. And we're not rich. Like I said, it's about looks, money, status, and then game. So if you look good, great. That's probably not most of us. If you're a multimillionaire, good. If a woman can't get the handsome Chad, if she can't bang Chad, a good-looking guy, then she's gonna bang, your wallet. She's gonna look for that multimillionaire guy, and if she can't get him, then she goes for the guy with status. Well, he's the boss of the company. He's not a multimillionaire, but he does have status. Like, I'm a secretary. He's the boss. He makes $400,000 a year. She'll go for status, and if she can't get that, that's where the game comes in. You learn the game, then you can still get laid as a normal average guy who's like a 4, 5, 6, 7 or whatever. 8s, 9s, and 10s, they fall into that, Brad, Chad Light, Chad game. Whew, they don't have to work that hard, right? Normal guy, rich guys with money. It's weird because women don't. It's not that they're attracted to money, but they will give you the pussy in exchange for your resources. However, because they have the control and they know what you want, they can manipulate you to be like, take me on a date, take me on another date, take me on another date, take me on another date, take me to Olive Garden, take me to the fancy restaurant, and then finally they give you some pussy. And then if you want to keep getting more pussy, buy me this Gucci bag, buy me these Gucci shoes, buy me this Gucci belt, buy me a new wardrobe, pay my rent. Okay, I'll give you some pussy, right? So if you're the money guy, they still have the control because they know they have what you want. They take your money, take your money, take your money. All right, I'll give them a little pussy. Take your money, take your money. So you don't really want to be the money guy. Status guy, all right, she fucks you, but as soon as guy with money or Chad with good looks comes along, she's leaving your ass anyway. Okay, yeah, you're the owner of the company, but he's the owner of another company with more money and he's good looking. They just kill him up. So again, game for the normal average guys, you have to learn this stuff so that you can come in there cool, confident, with like glow sticks on and be this interesting guy where she's like, okay, Chad didn't hit me up. No multimillionaires try to hit at me. My boss isn't trying to fuck me, but, this interesting, cool guy who's, wearing all these glow sticks and has black nail polish and is saying interesting things like, would you like to, what would you do on your own island? He didn't come up to me and just say I'm hot. He's not some other creepy guy. Like, he seems like a cool guy with cool friends and pool parties and barbecue lifestyle. Like, all right, I'll fuck him. That's how you do it. Anyway, I guess since we got this part far, we should go back. Like I said, you've got the 8s to 10s, like the Chads and shit, good looking guys. They don't really need game. Then you've got these guys that are, let's say, I'll be generous. Let's just say 4 to 7. This is where the game will work. This is where the pickup game will work. Guys that are average looking 5, that's a guy that you look at and you're like, he's not attractive, he's not unattractive, he's just kind of there. Then you've got like a 6. Most people say I'm about a 6, maybe a 6'5" on a good day. A 7 is like, he's a nice, attractive guy. Like that, I think once you get to the 8, you've got those Ryan Reynolds, those Ryan Gosling looking guys. In the 10s, you've got the Leo DiCaprios, you've got the Justin Biebers. And you got, like I said, you got your average guys. Your 4 is like he's your nerd. He's not really attractive. He's not ugly. He's not deformed. Like, let's say, you know, a 3, 2, or a 1. You've got your 1s and your 0s, which are going to look like Shrek from the Goonies, right? No amount of game, no amount of money. Sorry, it's over for them. Nothing's going to happen for Sloth from the Goonies. If you're like a 0, 1, or a 2, or a 3, we call those incels, involuntarily celibate. It sucks. They just didn't win any part of the genetic lottery whatsoever. No amount of game is really going to help them. They're just not good looking. However, for those guys that are like the 3s, 4s, and 5s, obviously it's going to be a lot harder for game for them because of their physical appearance. However, if they can focus on learning smooth game and trying to gain status, gain money, you can't really do nothing about looks if you're like a 3, unless you're like overweight. You can go to the gym and you can lose fat. But what I'm talking about in looks, I'm talking about your physical jawline. Like, if you look at my jaw, it doesn't look like a Jeremy Meeks jaw. Okay, I don't have those genetics. There's nothing I can do about that unless I go get a jaw surgery. I can do something about my weight, like I've done before. I've had 6-pack abs, but I like to eat, which is why I gain weight, and then I have to cut and lose weight again. When I lose weight, I look better. I can go from, like, let's say a 6 to a 7, but there's nothing I can do to go from the best I can look at like a 7. I can't go to an 8. I can't go from 6 foot tall to 6'2". I can't go to the gym and grow taller, right? I can put heel lifts, and all of a sudden now I'm 6'2", right? But that's not what I'm talking about. Like, once the girl gets naked with me and I'm standing next to her with my shoes off and I'm 6 foot, she's gonna know, like, hey, the Chad that I fucked last week, he's like 6'2", and I know he's a lot taller than you. So they lose attraction, right? Anyway, I can't go to the gym and get a bigger jawline. I can't go to the gym and get a bigger skull. I can't grow taller, and they're like without special types of surgeries and stuff like that. So we all are kind of confined by our own genetics in terms of our success with game. That's why I say, like, these guys over here, they don't have to use any of this shit because they're so good looking, and that's what women want. Whereas if you're in this range, that's who I'm talking to on this video. Like, learn the game, and then also focus on trying to make money and get status and go to the gym and lose weight, get bigger muscles, and do what you can to make yourself the best looking that you can. Try to get down to the lowest fat so that you have like you can clearly see at least what you have. You might not have the best jawline, but at least you can get, if you lose body fat percentage, then you'll see more of a chin and a jaw. Do anything you can. Go to the dentist to like make your teeth whiter and straighter, Invisalign, braces, anything like that. All this has to do with, you know, your game right here. So go to let's see, doing things like going to get manicures and pedicures to make your nails look the best that they can do. Things like using moisturizer. You can use makeup to fix up blemishes and imperfections. I know that one of the biggest keys to health, I talk about in my book, 10 Steps to Success, is that abs, they say, are made in the kitchen, not necessarily in the gym. So having a really healthy lifestyle, eating good, healthy food, broccoli, spinach, protein powder, rather than McDonald's cheeseburgers and, you know, Kentucky Fried Chicken and stuff like that. I'd be a hypocrite if I said that I didn't eat some of that stuff sometimes. I do. I try to eat clean the best I can for the most part. Let's see. Fashion is definitely part of your game. You know, go to the mall, start buying the more expensive shit. Get you know, instead of just getting a normal JanSport backpack, get the Gucci backpack, you know, get things that women are gonna see like, oh, that guy has money. She's gonna look at you more than the regular guy with the JanSport backpack. Lifestyle is very important. So instead of just being the guy who plays video games and lives in his mom's basement, you know, get your own place and live a lifestyle where you're going out doing interesting things like going rock climbing, parasailing, skydiving, scuba diving, going to the shooting range, you know, playing different sports, anything like that. And social media. Try to get the best quality pictures, go buy a good camera, and then get pictures of yourself doing these activities. Go parasailing, go skydiving, and put them on your Instagram. A lot of people are saying, oh, guys shouldn't take selfies, that's for girls. No, that's bullshit. Girls are taking selfies, getting likes up the ass, getting famous up the ass, and because guys are warped into that stupid fucking mindset of, oh, selfies are for girls, that you're basically just invisible on social media. And again, girls want higher value. Means if she's got 10,000 Instagram followers, you need to have 20,000. If she has 50,000, you need to have 100,000. If she has 100,000 and you have 500, she's not attracted to you. You lose. You need high value, high social value. So go out, go parasailing, and get a picture of it. Get your buddy to take a picture, or go on Craigslist and find a photographer and say, hey, I'll give you $100 if you take a picture of me, you know, at the batting cages, at the least. Go to the batting cages and hold the bat and have some guy take a picture and put it on Instagram and then hashtag it up the ass with 30 hashtags and start getting a following and be like, yeah, it was an awesome day playing baseball. I'm very passionate about baseball, whatever the fuck that you do. And so that when girls look at your social media, they can go, oh, wow, this guy's out rock climbing, he's out playing baseball, like, oh, this is him with his friends, so he's not a loner, he's got an active social life. Get pre-selected by other women. Go out and meet friends. Meet women and not just try to fuck them, but actually, you know, maybe a fat friend, obstacle one over here. You can use her, and when the target and the obstacle come over to your pool party, get a picture. Even though she's fat, you still have the hot chick. Get a picture with both of them by your pool and get her brother over here. Hey, could you take a selfie of us? And then I'll take one of you. Brother takes a picture of you and the target and the obstacle just hanging out at your pool party. Hopefully, you know, maybe you've been working out, now you have six-pack abs, and now you have 2 girls. Put that on Instagram. So then girls go, oh, well, like, yeah, he's got female friends, so he's not a creeper. Like, the more women that you have around you is going to help you to attract more women, because now they're like, oh, well, other women like him, so he must not be some creepy fucking weirdo. You know, he must have some types of value, because women know that they only hang out with guys who have higher value than them. Unless it's this weird situation where, you know, the hot girl is hanging out with her brother, but that's because it's her brother. She's not attracted to him. All right? I think my last 2 points I want to make right here. 1, you have to approach. Okay, when this happens, when you get to the club and you're over here and you see the target and a fat friend and a brother, and you're like, I like this girl, I want to fuck this girl, don't just stand there. You need to obey the 3-second rule. Okay, you have 3 seconds to just stop what you're doing and go and open that set. That doesn't mean that you sit around and you go, oh, what should I say? What should I say? No, that's why you want to memorize these openers, so that you don't have to think of what to say. You just know, I'm going in with the island opener. I see the girl from over there. You have 3 seconds basically to stop and move your body and then go, hey guys, quick question, real quick. Okay, I can only stay a second. I'm here with friends. What do you guys think? If you had your own island, what's the first thing you do on it? Okay? You have 3 seconds. You see it, something you like, you go in, right? And so you have to approach, okay? She's not gonna come over here and tell you how cute you are, because if you were that good looking, you wouldn't be watching this video. You'd be one of these fucking chads getting fucking hit up on Dial-A-Dick Tinder by fucking all the Stacys and Britneys and shit. So she's not gonna come here. Get that out of your head. You have to approach. You have to physically move your body from point A, right here, to point B, which is the target, which is the girl. And last thing, last final point, because this video is like a fucking hour long now. Last point, don't give up. Stay persistent. Sometimes you are gonna approach and you are gonna bomb. and girls are just gonna, they don't want you. You might walk up, to not just one set, but 10 different sets, 20 different sets in the same night, and they will just blow you out. Not interested. They'll just ghost your ass. You walk up, you're like, hey, how's your night going? And she's just like, she just keeps walking. They don't give a fuck. These bitches are cold-hearted. They don't give a fuck about guys that they think are lower value. They will only respond when they think that you're higher value. So, work on becoming higher value. Like I said, this is not necessarily about really picking up girls. This is about building a life. It's about going out and becoming that high value guy so that you don't have to use stupid pickup lines. Girls will just already see you like, oh wow, this guy, they can go on your Instagram and see, oh, this guy's rock climbing, like, wow, he's got six-pack abs, he must be very healthy. He's got an interesting blog where he talks about health food and fucking eating stocky mushrooms or whatever the fuck. Like, this is a picture of him out here rock climbing with 10 of his cool friends. Like, she can see that you're a high value, right? She's like, okay, this guy isn't some fuck who lives in his mom's basement and plays Dungeons and Dragons. There's nothing wrong with trying to save money, and there's nothing wrong with Dungeons and Dragons. Like, I played it as a kid too, but women don't get turned on, their pussies don't get wet by those types of guys. They want guys that are out rock climbing and skydiving and living that interesting life and going to pool parties. A lot of guys, they're like, yeah, well, I don't want to be a douchebag. I don't want to dude, nobody cares. Do you want to get pussy, or do you want to be liked and admired by your fucking stupid fucking friends, right? A lot of guys might think what I do is very douche. Oh, you're a pickup artist? That's such a douchebag thing. Okay, fine. It's a douchebag thing. But I'm getting laid and you're not. So maybe it's time to fucking, get onto the boat. A lot of people, I don't know if I want to, do an approach. I don't know if yeah. If you don't approach, if you never get to that point, if you don't approach, you won't get the girl. Okay? You have to approach. You have to keep approaching numerous fucking sets. It is a numbers game. Sometimes they're just going to be like, hell no. But there is a cool saying that's basically like, you could approach basically 99 girls or 100 girls. 99 of them might tell you, hell no, right? But one girl is going to say, hell yes. And that's the only one that you should be focused on. So, you just got to stay persistent. You got to go into every girl that you see, every girl that you're interested in, just fucking talk to them. You see a girl that you like, hey, what's up? What do you guys think? If you had your own island, what's the first thing that you would do on it? Okay? And she's just like, I don't want to talk to you. Okay, fine. Oh, there's a girl over here. Hey, girls, quick question. I can only stay a second. So basically, you're just doing the same thing. It's just like being a salesman, doing fucking cold calling. If I'm trying to sell you a product, I'm getting on the phone. Hey, is this Miss Smith? Hey, what's up? I'm calling because I sell calculators and I want to sell you this. Hello? Miss Smith? Hello? It's not gonna ruin my day if Miss Smith doesn't want to buy my calculator. Next number. Hi, is this George? George Smith? Yeah. So I'm calling from Texas Instruments and I sell calculators. Oh, you're interested in buying one? Excellent. Will that be cash, MasterCard, Visa? Boom, right? So I make a sale. All you're doing is sales. It's just the product that you're selling is yourself. You're selling your fucking cock. You're trying to get your fucking cock in the girl's pussy. So you're going to open every fucking set. Hey, girls, quick question. No, she's not interested? Okay, next girl. Boom! You finally got one and, you got her to the first date, but then she flaked on you, and now you're calling her your friend. She said she was making plans, and then I called her up to tell her that I was looking forward to seeing her, and then she never showed. Yeah, it happens. Don't be so fucking needy. Some girls will flake out on you. A buddy of mine called up a girl. He got a number. He got a date, and then the day of the date, he called up, and he was like, hey, I'm looking forward to seeing you tonight. And then she was like, yes, I'm kind of busy. She just And they just do that because it's fun for them. Because it's not just you. She has 20 other dudes. And some of those dudes are better looking than you. And if they are, then you're out. And she's gonna, if you're like a 6 and she's talking to a guy who's an 8, and you're calling up, you're ready to go meet up. Yeah, they will just flake at the last minute because Chad called her up. Or if you're an 8 and then a fucking guy who's like a 10 calls her up, so much for the 8. Or maybe she'll let him run a train. I don't know. Yeah, dude, they will flake out. They are ruthless, just like us guys. We do the same thing. I mean, sometimes I'll fuck a fat chick because I couldn't score a hot chick that night. It's just nothing opened up for me. They had other plans. They had other Chads and Tyrones trying to hit them up. And so I met some girl who's like a 5 and she's fucking fat, but at least it's a tight, warm hold. It's not my hand. So it's something to stick my dick into. However, the day that the 5 is supposed to come over and suck my dick, let's say like a girl who's like a 6'5" calls me up, and now she's like, hey, Ryan, I had a long time. Like, I'm in town in Vegas for the night. You want to hang out? Yeah, let's hang out. Dude, I'll just ghost the fucking 5. Psh, bye. Guys do the same thing like the girls do. So don't let it bother you. Don't let it get under your skin. It's just charge it to the game. That's just what happens. Move on to the next set. Or again, I guess I should make this point. Don't delete girls or don't block them just because it doesn't work out. You can always keep a queue. Like there's been girls that are like, I'm talking to them, they want to meet up, and then it just didn't work out. But 2 years, literally one example, 2 years went by. And this girl was just on my phone, she was on my Facebook, we never talked because she had flaked, and I was like, alright, fuck her. But then one day, she calls me up like 2 years later, and she's like, hey, what's up? I'm drunk. Well, come on over. Boom! 2 years went by, but I still fucking sealed the deal and got that pussy. Which is, again, one more notch into the fucking belt posts. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it's all about, building that score. Like, each one of these girls that you fuck is like a trophy, right? And it goes into the mental trophy bank. So you can, the spank bank, I like to call it. Which is cool, because every time you fuck a new girl, they can never unfuck you. Once you smash a new bitch, then that trophy is on your wall for life. Even 20 years go by, you can be like, man, remember Jessica? She was fucking riding my cock. Oh, and Stacy? Oh my gosh, she could suck a dick. Right? You get all those Jessicas, Stacys, and Tracys. You get all those trophies that you earn. Girls, they forget about you. Like, girls get laid. They're on average, in 2010, girls were hooking up with like, around 2 to 3 guys like a month. Now in 2020, the new statistic is guys are fucking up to maybe 23 different guys a month, or they have like 23 different sexual partners. So these girls are just getting fucking banged left and right by Chads and Tyrones, and because now they have Dial-A-Dick. They can just go on Tinder, and they're bored on Friday night. They've got 300 messages. They just go through who's the hottest looking guy, who's got the best abs, who's got the sexiest, most symmetrical face. Oh, look at this guy. Yeah. And she's like, what are you doing? Yeah, let's fuck. She said, I want to suck your dick. They'll get naughty with these guys. You have no idea what the way that they talk to these guys that are good looking. If you're an average guy like me, like I said, you got to work for it. You got to be hitting them up. You got to spit all this fucking tight game. It sucks. I hate it a lot of the times. Wish I was just born good looking. But, there's the thing about, like, you see a lot of the good looking people, they're not very cool people. They're very snooty. They're very fucking, like, they're whack. They have whack personalities because they've never been forced to work on themselves. They've never been the average looking guy that nobody gives a fuck about, who was forced to basically, I guess I have to change. I have to become a better person for people to like me. And so someone like myself who's an average looking guy, I've had to force myself to become a better person. And then people like being around me because I'm fun and interesting. However, if I was born fucking good looking and everything was handed to me, I'd probably just be an asshole because I would know that everything is handed to me and I get everything I want, and people just bow to my whim. And a lot of those people, like, nobody really likes them other than, yeah, they're good looking to look at, but I wouldn't want to, like, hang out with that person and have breakfast with them, you know what I'm saying? This shit obviously can go on and on and on and on. I hope you enjoyed this little intro to what game is like. I meant to just make a quick little video about fucking A1 and A2, and it turned into all this. But I hope you had fun hanging out. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and I'll make some more. Leave some comments. I'd love to hear your comments about, hey Ryan, could you do a video about such and such, or I have this specific situation. And I think that would be kind of fun, because then I could like screenshot what you said, and I can be like, hey, you know Joe Smith has a question about attraction, and he's really curious about this because his girl did this and blah blah blah. And then I will just basically like give you a shout out and then say my thoughts on the situation, and maybe try not to make it fucking 10 hours long like this. You know what I'm saying? But alright. At that, I mean, hey, let's call it a day. And so like I said, this is a new kind of video for me in this new room I like to call Studio B. This is the extra bedroom in my house, actually, if you were wondering where I'm at. And I just hung this 120-inch projector, and basically this new space is going to be my new YouTube studio, so I can do classes like this, or I can do vlogs, and I can turn this room into basically whatever I want, which is a lot different than the living room. The living room is much bigger, but I feel like this is a little more intimate and cool or something. I'll have to do something about these lights, because there shouldn't be all these fucking reflections and stuff like that. Anyway, it was fun hanging out. I'll see you guys on the next one. Much love. Keep Sarging, boys. We'll see you.